My name is Lewis Orm. I am a junior at McDaniel College with a major in psychology. As a psychology major, I have taken courses that would prepare me for the job I want to have, drug and alcohol counseling. I like to think of myself as a dedicated and hard worker during any task that is given to me. I'm a very passionate person about the things I truly care about, like my fiance, my future, my family, and wrestling. I am a wrestler at McDaniel College and have been wrestling since I was a sophomore in high school. Wrestling has been one of those activities that has changed who I am because the sport has taught me discipline, dedication, hard work, and responsibility, all of which are qualities I will carry on to the workforce. I am one of those athletes who eats, sleeps, and breathes their sport every day, and I work every day to get better than the person I was the day before. Another part of my life is my part-time job I've had for the past 8 years. I've been working at Balker's Restaurant ever since I could, and have continued to work there for the past 8 years. Working at this job as a table server has taught me many things, as well including discipline, responsibility, time management, and patience, because working as a waiter needs more patience than anything, because people are very demanding at times. Now that you have a little input about who I am, I want to thank you for listening to my story. I hope that you have learned a great deal about me as an individual, as I am a hard worker, dedicated, and driven person. Throughout my life, I have had many accomplishments that I am proud of, but one stands out more than any other accomplishment, and that is qualifying for the state wrestling tournament during my senior year of high school. Qualifying for states is not an easy task that any wrestler can complete, seeing as to qualify for states, one must get through 2 other tough tournaments first. The first tournament that one must do well in is the Carroll County tournament. Going into this tournament, I was seated second behind the wrestler ranked first in the state at the time, so I pretty much knew all I had to do was win my first 2 matches, and I would get my second shot at the future state champ. The first round of this tournament ended in nearly 2 minutes for me as I pinned my opponent. Going into the semifinals, I wrestled the kid who was seated third. As that match is going on, I catch that kid and pin him in the second period. Now, I find myself in the finals, and I have a clear shot at the next tournament, which is the region tournament. In the finals of counties, I lose, but I kind of saw that coming. Going into the region tournament, nobody could have predicted what would have happened with me, seeing as I was seeded 7th out of 8 going into that weekend. Being seeded 7th means you wrestle the 2nd seed. Being very nervous going into the first match, I choked and lost that match. This means I must win my next 2 matches to even qualify for states. Going into my second match, I am wrestling the same kid from counties who I have beaten 3 times already and was prepared to do it again. I ended up winning that match 7-3, and now I go into the match that if I win, I go to the state tournament. The kid I was wrestling was the 3rd ranked kid in the region and was ranked in the top 6 in the state, so it would not be any easy match. The first 2 periods of that match were tough, and I also broke my nose halfway through, so I couldn't breathe. Going into the 3rd period, I was down by 1 point. I'll never forget this moment. I was on bottom, and I needed to hit a move that would ensure me the win in that match. I felt dead and full of no energy at all, but I felt an opening, and I hit a move that put the kid on his back, and suddenly I was up by 5 points. With just 30 seconds left, I stalled, and when he tried to take me down, I ended up taking him down to win that match 8-3. I was ecstatic. I had finally made it to states, and that meant I was one of the top 16 wrestlers in my weight class in the state. This accomplishment was huge for me, and showed all the qualities of a dedicated person who won't stop until a dream is finally met. I have accomplished a lot in my life, but qualifying for states was one of my most memorable accomplishments.